Hi viewers, welcome to my channel, and it's after a long time that I am creating this video tutorial. So I plan to create a video tutorial on AWS local stack, and specifically I want to demonstrate SQS message on AWS local stack. Now what is AWS local stack? As we know that uh, in today's era, cloud technology is on the rise, and the biggest player in the market are AWS from Amazon, Azure from Microsoft, and GCP from cloud. So if as a developer or as an architect, if I want to test some application on cloud or some kind of application integrating it with cloud, then I have to take either I have to take a subscription, or I can even take the trial version also. So that way also I can test it. But this local stack has come up with a concept of having a replica copy or the mirror copy of the cloud stack, which you can run it locally. You can pull it from the GitHub and you can run it locally, and you can even use AWS CLI just like you use AWS CLI on an actual AWS cloud. So this is very helpful for the developers and the architects who want to test the services before actually doing the implementation. So the key takeaways for these sessions are what is AWS local stack, which I just talked about, then advantages and disadvantages of AWS local stack. Then we'll talk about installing AWS local about. I mean, we will see the demo how we can install the AWS local stacks. Then we'll see how we can create a simple SQS message queue, and also how we can send a simple message and receive a simple message to and from the SQS queue using the AWS command line. So advantages we have already talked about. What are the advantages of the AWS local stack? The disadvantage could be that still there are some restrictions. You may not have all the features, all the functionality. So that could be the disadvantages, but there are lots more of advantages than that. So now let us quickly see how we can install the AWS local stack. So we open up a browser and we come on the Google search page and just type AWS local stack and search for it. So you'll get this link of the GitHub. So let's come to this link. So in this GitHub we have the local stack. Okay. So you can go through these documentations. Okay, all the documentations are given. So it says that what are the APIs and what are the services that are exposed. So you can see there are lots many. Okay, so we have most of the services that we would require. Okay, and I'll demonstrate the SQS part of it. Fine. So to install it, what are the prerequisites if you want to install the local stack? So the prerequisites you can see, uh, you have to need to have Python. You can have Python 2.x or 3.x, and you should have the PIP, Python package manager, and you should have Docker running. Now to install the Docker on different OS, there are slight variations for which you can go through its tutorial of Docker. For me, my system is Mac OS. My operating system is Mac OS, so I have already installed a Docker, which you can see it is running over here. Okay. So if you don't have the Docker already, then I'd first suggest that you first install the Docker and then follow the rest of the steps and install Python. Though Python comes in installed by default, so if somehow you don't have Python in system, so better you install Python as well. So there are various ways they have mentioned, like you can install the local stack via this pip install local stack. You can run in the Docker as well, like you can use local stack start. And if you have Docker Compose, in fact you should have Docker Compose installed on your system. So you can use this Docker Compose up, but to use this you should have the YAML file, Docker Compose YAML file, which is given in the repository. So we will copy this Docker Compose YAML locally and run this Docker Compose up to get the local stack up and running. So let us do that. So I have already copied the Docker Compose YAML in my system inside a folder called AWS Local Stack. So you can copy it anywhere, wherever you find it convenient. So I have taken this file from here, from their Git repository. You see over here there is a Docker Compose YAML file. So from here you can copy the entire thing over here. Okay, and I have already done that, so I'd be skipping that part, but you need to do it on your side. Simply copy paste it. So this is what you get. Okay, and these are some of the configurations. If you want to customize it later on, I'm just leaving it as it is, so you can do that. And remember that now in the new version of local stack, all the services are running on 4566, though it has got some backward compatibility as well, where the different services were running on different ports. So you can see it already in the documentation, they have mentioned it. But now in the new version you can have all the services on port 54566. Fine, so let us now try to run Docker Compose up. So if you have already your Docker up and running and Python already installed, then you can simply run the Docker Compose up. Okay, so anyway, I was just trying to look for that URL, deprecated URL they have given somewhere. So anyway, I think it's already updated, it's changed. Initially when I had a look at it, they had mentioned what are deprecated, but no worries. Let's continue. So I go to that particular folder, I open my terminal, I'll go to that particular folder, CW AWS local stack, means whichever path I have that. So if I just do ls, let me increase the size a bit so that it is. So you see that I have got this Docker Compose YAML, which I have simply copied from the GitHub. So now I will just issue this command, Docker Compose up. So for me it started very quick because I have already started it before. But first time when you will run this Docker Compose up, it will pull lots of dependencies. So it will take more time to start. And after that, when you start, it will start up quickly. It simply has to start the services. So you see all the services are now starting at 4566, port number 4566. But if any one of you have used Docker in local stack in the past, you'll see that they are starting services on different ports. But now they are starting all the services. You can have all the services on the same port if you want, and if you want you can even change the port now as well. You can go to the configuration file and do that, but for this session I'll just leave it as it is. So my local stack has already started up. So now the next step would be that let's create a queue, SQS queue. So to create the SQS queue, I have just copied some of the part. Now before that, if you don't have AWS CLI, then you need to get the AWS CLI on this site, which I have mentioned. Okay, so there you will have the AWS CLI for all the operating systems, be it Mac or be it Linux or be it Windows. So I have actually taken for Mac OS and I already have it installed. So you can go to this site. Okay, and from here, say for example I wanted to take it for Mac system, Mac OS. So you have got for Linux also, if you see the left navigation bar, you have got for Amazon Linux, you have got for Windows, etc. So they are anywhere. Either in one go I can copy this entire command and run it, or you can execute these commands separately. So first it will download the AWS CLI bundle zip, then it will unzip that, okay, and that will install it. in the third code. Fourth one is just optional. If you are using some other version of Python 3.7 or 3.x and want to associate it with that executables, then you can use this. Otherwise, you can skip this. So I have taken just this set of command together and run it. So which I have copied it over here. So these are the set of commands that I have been using. Okay. Now, so there are lots more you can do rather than create queue only, create topic and all this thing, but we'll see it later on. So let me demonstrate how we can create a simple queue. So I just copy this AWS CLI command. Okay, before that, what I wanted to say was that yes, you should have your AWS CLI installed by running these commands, or if you are using a different OS, then go to the documentation and you can see like how we can install the AWS CLI that is required. Then only you can use the AWS CLI commands to create queues and topics, publish messages, etc. So let's come to this part of creating the queue. So I copy this. So let me open a separate terminal for this. So I'll just go there. Let me open it in a new tab. Okay. So here I'll just copy paste that command, or you can type in if you remember the command. I just created. So this command AWS is the command. So you have to give endpoint URL. So I'm giving it localhost 4566 port. Even you can redirect to different port also, or you can configure it in the configuration file or the YAML file, and you mention SQS. So for SQS you are creating a queue. So command is create queue, SQS space create queue. You have to give a queue name. So whatever name you can give it. I have given the name my message queue, and so it creates a queue and returns me the queue URL. So this queue URL you need to keep it saved, because when you are doing some coding, or if you want to through coding you want to integrate it, like say you are doing coding on Python or Java, then this queue URL will be required. Okay, before that I forgot to tell you, try these steps first before issuing this create queue command. Actually I have already issued this I have already configured it, so I didn't need to give this step, but before running this command uh, you just run this AWS configure. Okay, so for me it is already configured. Okay, so access key ID, give it any name. Say I give it a name of say secret ID, secret hyphen ID. Say AWS secret access key, any name you can give, secret hyphen key. Then default region name is already US East 1. You can give it any region name. So to try it out, better give US East 1, because with this region is anyway default even if you don't provide it. Or if you want a different region, then you can give that. And default output format I have given JSON. Okay, even if I've already given it, still I am providing it once again just for demonstration purpose. So this is it. So your configuration is done. Then you run this create queue command, which I have run, but I forgot to give AWS configure, show AWS configure, but it went on well because I have already configured it initially. So fine, so my queue is created. Okay, so I can list the queue, and check, like if you want to create more queues, say for example another queue I want to create, say my second queue, any name you can give. So it has created a second queue. Okay, now I want to list out what are the queues that are already created. Then I can just issue this command. The command is list queues, and it will show you what are the two queues we have already created. So it is showing us two queues, right? So now let us publish the message to one of these queue. Now let us send a message to the first queue that we have created using the AWS CLI, and that first queue is my message queue, as we can see in this listing. So I've copied that command, so I'll just paste it. So this is the command. So you have to give the same endpoint URL SQS. So this time the command will be send message. Okay, and then again you have to give the queue URL and the name of the queue and message body, whatever message you want to send. So I'm sending the message called test message to my message queue. Okay, so now let's execute this. So you see that the message has been created. Okay, we can see the message ID and MD5 of message body. These are the attributes. Okay, so the message is already there in the queue. So now let us run the CLI command to receive the message. So we already have one command. Now let us receive the message from the queue using the AWS CLI. So I have copied this command. This is the command to get. All this command you will get on the documentation of AWS CLI to create the queue, receive the message from the queue. So I run this command, I copy and paste it over here. So I'm using the same endpoint URL. It has to be same. And which queue you want to access. So endpoint of this queue, my message queue I am taking. So let's execute it. And you see that this is the test message that is coming, which I have provided. So we are able to read this queue. And if there are multiple messages that has been sent to the queue, say for example, let me rerun that command uh, to create the queue. So this is for the receive message. So yeah, send message. Now let me send another message. So here I'll write this is second message to my message queue. Okay, so now if we run that command again to read the SQS message, to receive the SQS message, it will not show me all the messages. Okay, so see, it is showing me only the first message. So there is another command. It's the same, almost same command with more attributes. Say for example, I want to read a maximum number of 10 messages, so I can just use this command. So we just copy this and let me clear the console and execute it. So you see that now we can read the second message as well. Okay, so this was a very simple demonstration, very basic and very simple demonstration of SQS message queue, but there are lots more than this. There are lots of attributes and parameters we can set in the queue. We can create a topic, we can subscribe to a topic, we can publish message to the topic, and there are two different types of queues also. So all those things we'll see in later videos tutorial that I come up with. So I end my tutorial here only, and I hope you had liked this, and I'll come up with a few more tutorials on this where we'll see the demo of sending the message to the queue through Python and through Java. So thank you very much for watching my tutorial, and goodbye.